maintenant. Hello, everybody. We have finally returned for another episode of Tales from the Yawning Portal here on the Praetors Rejects Twitch channel. Sorry for the late start. Storms that have been wreaking areas all over the place. Started last night and have continued for tonight. But anyway, we are here. Around me you'll see my players, and due to the events of last session, I've changed the name tags, if you will, to their Twitch, or some of them parts of their Twitch handle, and we'll see what happens this session. So anyway, I'll go ahead and let my players introduce themselves real quick, and then we'll pick up where we left off 2 weeks ago. Have at it, guys.
We'll start with Mac.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Sorry.
Not funny.
Soon.
Aww.
That's cold.
Sec. Sadly, won't be here tonight.
He wanted to be here.
Yeah, the storm affected him.
My name's Sam. I played Talmir, and we'll learn about my become PC here shortly. I'm Lone Wolf in chat.
I'm Alex, or known as Sharkbait, as you can see on the overlay. We'll see what character is brought into the story that I'm going to be playing.
My name is Caleb. I was playing Torrent, but I will be playing a new character this session.
Hello, my name is Loco1956, also in chat. I was formerly known as Band-Aid, but he exists no longer.
Hello, my name is Huxley, and I was playing a tiefling warlock named Vismund Sigurdor, but that is not the case tonight. Tonight I'm playing a different character.
And I am Jeff, also known as Kingbashman here on the channel. I am the dungeon master for this honk for this campaign. And yeah, last session, how to put this lightly, the dice gods were not looking favorably upon the players at all. They ended up getting ambushed by a bunch of fallen knights and their leader, and they were quickly overwhelmed, and it essentially led to a TPK. Not entirely per se, because only 2 party members were technically dead, like gone. The rest of them were rendered unconscious, but we know how that goes when the entire party is unconscious in battle. It means you lost. So picking up from that, the 4 remaining living party members of the old group, if you will, like Vismund, you were the last one to go down.
Yeah. As
Your vision is fading in and out from darkness to kind of a blurred conscious view of what you can make out in between each long exaggerated blink of the room where you all were engaged in combat at. You can see that of the 9 that you initiated combat with, only 3 remain standing. And then your vision goes dark, and then your eyes slowly open back up again, and you see excuse me, you can see Band-Aid and Talmir lying motionless on the ground, and you see the remaining knights and Sir Bluto, their leader, kind of working their way around to the remaining party members, and you see them brandish out like manacles and shackles to essentially restrain those that are still amongst the living at the moment. And you hear one of the knights kind of beckon out towards Sir Bluto. Say, boss, these two over here, they're not breathing. What do we do? Just leave them there. They're no use to us if they're dead. The other ones, however, shackle them up. We can make use of them in other ways. And your vision fades back out. You feel yourself. You feel them trying to pry your armor off. A sly grin comes across your face because you know it's a lost cause. And you kind of open your eyes back up and you see them dragging the other shackled members of your group around. And before you lose complete consciousness, the last thing you remember is two of the knights in Bluto kind of going through what looks like a pile of things, and you see Bluto pick up a bag of holding, and he just mutters, well, let's see what particular types of items and treasures these folk here were carrying about them. And he opens up, you see him open the bag of holding, and then your vision just fades. And that's where we cut back to Waterdeep. Zosa.
Okay. Blackout. We cut to a wide shot over top of Waterdeep. We're way in the air. And it's nighttime. The camera panning down from the ocean. It's a beautiful moonlit night. And as the camera comes down, we see all the little dots and lights of this darkness being penetrated by the brilliance of one of the richest and largest cities in the world. And the camera starts moving closer. We pass through some clouds. When the clouds fade, we're a lot closer. We're zooming in towards the center. You can see the giant mountain, Mount Waterdeep. We can see the castles that dot up and down the edifice. We zoom closer and closer, and we see this large 3-story building. It's the tavern. You might recognize it. And we go inside, and it's the Yawning Portal itself. And the noise is boisterous. It changes from like the wind of being up so high. We pass by a flock of birds, and then we go down to like city level, and you hear carts and stuff rolling, and there's like a festival going on in one part of the city, and there's people talking, and then we go inside the building, and it's raucous. There's people laughing, there's music playing, people are fighting, and as we pan up, we go to the rafters. Not the rafters, but the 3rd floor. And there's a woman leaning up against the railing. She has dark skin, curly hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, with a blood red bandana around her head. She's wearing shining armor. It looks like it's well cared for, but it has been refurbished multiple times. That is obvious. And she has a heavy crossbow slung on her back, something she always carries with her. And she's standing there, and she's staring into the portal, the Yawning Portal, this big black hole in the floor. It goes straight down to where the gods know that her friends went. And then in text that pops up on the screen like we're watching a movie, it says 2 weeks later. And she has this kind of grimace on her face. blackout. And then we start seeing like this montage of what has been going on. Zosa has been kind of like wandering the city. She's like up on top of like the parapets and like looking out into the ocean, enjoying a beautiful sunny day. The wind's in her hair. And it's like going through time where she's hanging out at the monastery of Helm, of which there are probably several. She's meeting with people. There's like moments where she's like sitting at tables talking to people. She's been interviewing and vetting people to try to like maybe join her cause and go and join the people that she left behind. She was traumatized by what happened to her in the Choltish ruins to such an extent that she felt like she needed to take some time off. And yeah, as a mercenary veteran, seeing the things that she's seen, she knows the importance and the value of getting rest, and not letting yourself go crazy when you're fighting the terrors from the deep. And so, the thing is, time has been passing and her friends haven't come back in a while. And she knows that the last time she went on a mission with them, well, she went on a couple missions. She went to a mountain where there were Draugr, and she battled a dragon. She actually died there and was resurrected, but that's not the worst thing that could have happened, believe it or not. And then she went on a different mission, and the Choltish ruins really triggered some bad memories for her. So those two adventures, one right after the other, the traumas that she endured, and gave her pause. But those missions only lasted for like a week or so, like a couple days in, a couple days in the mountain, a couple days back. Maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Not 3, not 4. And in the midst of this monologuing and stuff, and the what's the word I'm looking for? The flashbacks and forget it. We get to another scene where she's hanging out in the bar again, and it says 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later. And it's like a whole month has gone by now. And her friends haven't come back. Other adventuring groups go into the portal. A couple days later, they come back. Again and again. Her friends never come back. So she's getting desperate. The look in her eyes, more grim. So she finally, with a heavy heart, fear overcoming her, she goes and confides with 2 of her new friends, fellow practitioners of the faith. Where do we meet, gentlemen?
Meet in a tavern. Temple, the bar.
Or imagine either a temple
No,
or
I'm
come to the Yawning Portal. Either one would be fine with me.
So Zosa walks up and shakes the hand of a man, Jefferson. What does this guy look like?
He's about 6 foot, medium build. He's adorned in chainmail, draped in a deep red fabric. He's got a very large shield, and on both the shield and his fabric cape would be emblazoned with the gauntlet of Helm. He'd look very much like the man next to him, short cut, sandy blonde hair, blue eyes. Little shorter than him, but you could probably guess that they were related in some respect.
Zosa grabs your hand, kind of like a full armed handshake, like gauntlet to gauntlet, and she says, "I am so glad you could come. I have been struggling with something, and I could really use your help. Thank you for bringing your brother as well. This situation I am in, may involve a search party, and we could use all the help we could get, so thank you both for coming.
Always willing to help a fellow agent of the Watcher.
Zosa nods. And what does your partner look like?
The man kind of standing off and to the right of the man you just shook hands with stands roughly 6'5", has very sandy, dirty blondish colored hair, sports a beard that comes down to the chin and kind of points out from the chin, has very ice blue eyes and sun-kissed skin. For the other part, the armor he's wearing appears to be of chainmail, and he holds a shield in his left hand with a lightning bolt across the front face of it, emblazoned in a very light yellow with purple trim. The only other thing you see on him is a warhammer he has strapped around his back.
And Zosa waves an arm. She gestures to a table. And we're invited to take seats. This table's large enough for 6 people. She may or may not be waiting for other people to arrive. She sits down. She starts explaining the situation. And starts talking about a group of friends she might have already told you guys about, because you guys have known her for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Depends on how long you've been in Waterdeep. Feel free to jump in at any time. But she's got this look of desperation in her eyes as she explains that, like, they should have been back by now. It's been long enough. You know, I am starting to be very concerned. They have been gone too long. And the mission they were on, I've come to find out, is extremely dangerous. And I am starting to feel bad for letting them go without my protection. I think it is my duty to go after them, to recover their mission, and bring them back home to safety, so they can rest and recuperate. And I would be honored to have your help and your guidance along with me. And could you give us your names whenever you want to fit it into the roleplay?
Yeah. I guess it'd be easiest to be. I believe you mentioned something about White Plume Mountain. My brother Rowan, he was quite intrigued. We'd both heard some stories, but perhaps you'd like to elaborate.
Zosa goes on to explain. She pulls out a notebook. It's a brand new notebook because the old one is lost. She gave it to Torrent a while back, so she has a new notebook now. Fresh names, fresh notes. She pulls out a copy of a letter that she obtained after they left. They might have left it for her. Perhaps she came across a copy of her own, but it basically goes into the details of the quest of White Plume Mountain. And to summarize the quest, three apparently powerful magical items were stolen from various vaults throughout the region and were aggregated in a dungeon in White Plume Mountain. So that is where the adventuring party went. Zosa came to find out. She didn't exactly know about those details. She actually didn't get to see them off because she had other business to attend to. So she explains that. She kind of lays the letter out, lets you guys pore over the document. She doesn't really know anything about the weapons. Or the items, rather. I don't think she even knows that they're weapons. She maybe assumes that the Black Razor is a weapon, but the other two, she doesn't really know. the arcane is not exactly her area of expertise, so it would be tough for her to really discern that. Her arcane contact, Osric Thornbottom, he comes up in conversation one day that she hasn't seen him in a long time. He just hasn't been around. So
Did he go with the party?
to the best of my knowledge, he did not. No.
I believe I've heard of this one from an associate of mine. He's a fellow cleric with Torm, I believe. I believe they were an adventuring party not too long ago, but had disbanded.
Yes, he was an adventurous fellow. He had a lot of heart, which is why I appreciated his company. It seems like all of my friends are disappearing on me. It's like a nervous laugh.
And at that point, this figure would come up behind you when you heard that statement. And
So it just swings around and shoots. Oh, sorry.
it's a 6'4", 6'5" tabaxi,
Well,
with kind of cheetah print and chainmail, and he has this like emblem on his armor that you haven't seen before, and a rapier on his side, and he'll say, "I won't disappear on you though. Want to have a drink?" No point to the bar.
let me pause for a second. Is this our first time meeting?
Yes.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Zosa turns. Are you male or female?
Male.
Zosa turns. She says, "Are you over here? Our conversation, please. We are discussing an important topic. Unless you are willing to lend arms or armor or some skill for adventuring, then please be on your way. We do not want you to get wrapped up in a dangerous affair."
But the dangerous, the better. I'm pretty useful in martial prowess. Let's say I join you. What do I get into it? Could I take you to the bar?
I suppose we can discuss it. Gentlemen, if you like anything to drink.
And they can have their own.
Oh, quite
Sir.
fast.
Yeah, hearing that his brother isn't going to have anything to drink, would decline as well.
Bandwagon.
Allow me a moment to speak with the newcomer here. After all, I am in desperate straits, and I need manpower. I'm sure you understand. Let me get a feel for him. I will be right back. And Zosa pushes her chair out and stands up. Says, "Come along then. Take me to the bar." And she holds out an arm like this, like you guys will walk arm in arm together.
Yeah, he'll arm in arm.
And so, what is your name, fellow?
They call me Burden.
And you are towering over her. She's not very tall. Burden. That's funny. I had a friend named Bandal. A very similar name.
What happened to him?
Well, that is a matter we can discuss when we get back to the table. Tell me a bit about yourself, if you would.
Well,
For example, why should I trust you on a most dangerous mission you are willing to throw yourself into with zero hesitation?
I mean, you probably shouldn't trust me to a full extent. We just met. I mean, whatever gets the job done. I mean, if doing this job means I could have a chance to take you to a bar, then by all means. It's all worth it in my eyes.
Zosa's gonna do 2 checks. First one is a, where is it? Perception check.
Okay.
She wants to examine the crowd and see if anybody recognizes your character. And then Zosa will do an insight check on your demeanor. Not so hot.
So,
But does it?
perception on the bar. There's a lot of people kind of looking at this tabaxi that's more uncomfortable. Like, he's definitely been here before. He's definitely spent most of his time here. And you're probably not the first person he's done this to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, we went from one alcoholic to another.
It's not so much the drinking, but your insight check, from what you can tell, this is him. This is.
Or it was a party or two.
She's not exactly trying to determine if you're being deceptive per se. She's trying to determine your motivations in general. Is a 10 high enough to recognize
No.
that you're being flirtatious or something? Or
You can make that assumption, yeah, but you wouldn't
okay,
understand too much into it.
that's fine. Zos is not the most
Insightful.
insightful, yeah. So we get to the bar. Zosa orders some inexpensive elvish wine. She pays in silver. And what do you get?
Ale. It's all the same.
The rock gut.
Yeah. No.
Mm.
No.
Mm.
But yeah, he'll just get normal ale. Nothing fancy.
Okay. So, please, go on. Where are you from?
Well, I'm born and raised here. What about yourself?
I am from the distant land of Jelt. Have you ever heard of it? And she sips her wine.
I mean, in stories. Never been there.
Don't go. She just shakes her head. Don't go. And then she starts walking back towards the table with her wine.
I'll fall back to the table.
So we all sit down. What else? What else would you say?
So, you two.
As
look
you guys
toward
would
the
have
brothers.
came back up on the table, you would hear us conversing. Do either one of you speak Celestial?
Not
Hell
Zosa.
no.
My character would hold up finger. I apologize. We were conversing out of earshot of the commoner. Just discussing these artifacts here in your depictions. Unfortunately, we don't know anything.
And Zosa shakes her head. I thought as much. They are apparently either of great power or they are meaningless code we cannot decipher. Hopefully, it is as simple as collecting, devices or weapons or some sort of arcane object. And hopefully they are not dangerous, but just valuable.
Jeff. You would notice that there's a weasel crawling up your leg.
As it's just a weasel, I wouldn't be alarmed.
Lightning bolt!
I would reach for it with my gloved hand. Attempt to grab it.
It's a weasel. Sure
Yeah.
enough.
And I hold it up within sight of the group. And I gesture to you. You there. Is this your weasel?
Perhaps.
Please, keep an eye on it.
It has
is
its mind
crawling
of
up
its
my
own.
leg.
It's magical. Come here, Ed, and he'll take the weasel. Put it on the shoulder. No crawl
Zosa
on his
reaches
armor.
out to pet. Zosa reaches out to pet as it passes by her.
Oh, then the pet weasel would go to you.
Yes, Zosa would hold the weasel and pet the weasel. Ever since the rat incident, she's taken an affinity for having like small furry pets. And up in her room, she has a pet mouse, like a clean white mouse that she keeps up in her room. She's petting the weasel and just kind of like laughing. So what's his name?
Ed.
Ed.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
short for Edgar? Is it short for Eduardo? She's just like playing with it.
It's short for Ed.
is cute. And she sets the weasel down.
He disappears.
What? Like vanishes before my eyes?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Treachery! Ah! So to get back to the matter at hand, we discussed this for a while. Zosa doesn't exactly have a layout of the area or anything like that. She explains it's going to be like a real adventure. So you guys can have some time to think it over. Decide if you want to assist. Zosa plans to continue recruiting, and as long as she can get like 3 or 4 people to go with her, she'll feel safe enough to depart. So she doesn't know exactly when, but it will be soon.
Upon hearing that, my character will stand, drawing his sword and holding it abreast. Nonsense. You provided me with a quest. Said quest aligns with my goals. We can save your friends along the way, of course. As long as there is evil to fight, you have the blade of Inquisitor Enoch Berthold.
And Zosa smiles widely. She says, I love it when you say your full name. She stands up and slams her gauntleted fist down on the table. Bow! And she says, we will get them back.
Oh, I'll go ahead and add that my longsword gleams with almost like not unlike moonlight. It's, not too bright in these lighting conditions, but it's noticeable. He'd slide it back into his sheath and take his seat again.
It is more beautiful than silver.
And it
And
stings.
you'll have
the
my
undead.
hand.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, brother. Didn't mean to talk over you.
I am grateful for
Inside
both
chat.
of your help. Which one of you is more handsome?
That's debatable.
cleric.
We're gonna need a. Yeah, he would look
Do you
less rough
prefer
than I do.
bearded or clean shaven?
Zosa prefers bearded.
Cleric.
Yeah, definitely. Which one of you is taller?
Cleric.
Me. And older.
Enoch is shorter, clean-shaven, military-style haircut. All
Oh
business.
yeah, definitely the cleric. Awesome. What Zosa is talking to the Tabaxi. Did you say your name? I personally am terrible with names. So
Burden.
can you guys post your names into the chat so that I can at least try to remember them?
Certainly.
And
Discord or fantasy?
wherever you want to put them, because if I see them once, that'll help. And as far as the Tabaxi, Zosa continues her conversation with you, asking like what sort of tell me what sort of skills you would bring to the table. You have heard about our mission. We are going to a very dangerous place. What can you do for us? We will talk about what we can do for you afterwards.
The weasel pops back on the table. And he holds his hand up and flames sparkle from the palm of his hand. And he says, well, I can either use this, he'll point to his rapier, or this, and he'll point to his hand that's currently on fire.
Is this... Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, in a reaction, you would kind of see me pull out my right hand and just kind of play with the electricity between my fingertips, almost as if lightning's being created. The sound of thunder booms in the distance.
Oh,
It's not even raining. Where did that come from?
Cut that out, brother. You know that
You
kind
big.
of sorcery makes me nervous.
It only aids in our fight.
Oh, so you say. You worship a heathen god.
have you got arcane
There's the
power,
paladin.
Mr. Tabaxi?
To a certain extent.
We are lacking in people who are familiar with the arcane arts. Being able to identify magical traps or use spells to magnify our power will be essential on the road ahead.
Well, I can assist to that to some extent. The man over there that's playing with thunder looks like he's more suited for that, though.
He is a practitioner of faith, a divine caster and healer. Arcane arts, as I have come to understand, come from a place in the mind rather than the heart or the soul. I do not understand it very well, but I do know that it is necessary to have someone like that on your side.
Yeah.
Healing is typically on the lower end of my priority. Granted, I offer it to the occasional person, if need be.
What's that weird bird doing in that corner over there? No.
Caca!
What is it?
Enough looks over into the corner where you're looking. I don't see a bird.
Must have just been an imagination.
The weasel's just staring into the corner. Like, you know how cats do that sometimes? They just like look at, they see things that you can't see, and you're just like,
The
what?
weasel-
Stop, you're freaking me out.
You look back to the table to where the weasel was, and you don't see it.
Oh, God.
You look to your left, and you see the weasel running throughout the bar.
Is this like standard weasel size, or is it like a giant weasel? Or is it
It's
a
a we-
weasel
it's
of
just a normal
unusual
weasel.
size?
It's a weasel, but it kind of like sparkles.
Rodent of unusual size and stature.
Yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
I got you.
Awesome. I tell you what, we will give you the standard offering. You are free to keep a certain portion of any treasures that we come across. Places like that are usually overflowing with wealth and treasure. I cannot guarantee you it will be a massive cut, because my party, who is already in the mountain presumably, they will have their own share first. But I'm sure they would be grateful to share with you, and perhaps help you with a quest of your own, if you have any. I know I would be indebted to you if you offered honorable assistance. What say you?
I find this deal agreeable. Though I don't
Works for
really
me.
need a reward. It is appreciated.
This was mainly talking to the Tabaxi. It's assumed
I
that.
see.
So we've already yeah. So it's just like, you get no reward. Your reward is the reflection of your deity.
Yes, serving the Watcher, the Guardian, the Great Guard, the Vigilant One, oh he, the Unsleeping Eye.
Well, the treasure's nice. I mean, I'll never put down gold. Anybody wouldn't. But as long as we could talk at the bar later after this, that works with me as well.
Okay, I believe that is agreeable.
That was towards your intentions, Burden.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, this is not the first time and not the last time he's gonna do this. He fully means what he is saying.
Oh man, hold on. You all carry on to.
And I would say with the insight check, you also notice he's not drunk.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'm
just
tracking.
yeah.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Well, you know a little bit more about my character than the audience, but
Okay, so it sounds like Zosa was able to recruit 3 people in one night after bringing this matter to the attention of some of her friends. It sounds like we have a decent way forward. This makes Zosa very much at ease. She tells you that she plans to spend tomorrow preparing and buying up whatever she's going to need for travel. She recommends you guys do the same. Get your affairs in order, and then we leave at nightfall tomorrow. Any objections?
no.
Question.
Excuse me.
Your last group of friends that traveled down, how many members in their group were there?
There were, not counting myself, there was Bandal Daden, as close as it would get to a party leader. He is a holy man, coming from a place called the Grandfather Tree, a place out west. I hope to visit one day with him.
I've heard of it.
There was also Verm. He was a goblin. Now I know what you are thinking, but he has a heart of gold. And yes, that is something of a pun. I understand that. But he is actually a good man deep down. There was also Yenia Aka. She was an Asamar, and she was an incredible sword master. She had gleaming metal armor made from mithril. It was a sight to behold, how she could dart in and out of danger and deliver vicious blows and command the battlefield. I am looking forward to seeing her again. We went and got our hair done together one time. There was also a vicious warrior named Borg who was with them. He was a bugbear barbarian. He was a man of few words and a man of powerful swings. I have never seen a man endure so much pain and live to tell the tale with such stoicism. We all could learn a thing or two from him. Am I missing anyone? No, that's it. Oh, and there was Toby, the true leader of the group. The frog on top of head. Something
forgot
about
about
that
the alcohol,
frog.
Yeah, Torrent.
Oh yeah, Torrent.
Okay. Oh, who
Oh yeah,
cares?
that guy. He's pretty forgettable.
Oh, the sewer rat.
I try to forget about Torrent and his rampant alcoholism.
Yeah, the criminal orphan.
The
Yeah.
criminal
It goes
orphan.
hand in hand.
All right, they go hand in hand. Zosa, you had a inspiration card redeemed for you.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you so much. Yes, Torrent was a water genasi, and he drank like a fish. I mean, swam like a fish. He was interesting. So 5, not including myself. Because I did not go this time. We would travel as a party of 6. But as you well know, I had to take some time off from adventuring. And unfortunately, I was unable to find anyone to take my place.
We know the need for time off, don't we, Enoch?
Yes, that we do. It brings sorrow to my heart to hear such a brave crowd of adventurers cut low in their pride by the forces of evil. May those that no longer walk this plane be rested in peace.
I am not ready to assume the worst just yet. Perhaps they are merely held up. That is why I am hoping to venture forth and meet them. Allow them to complete their mission with some additional help from friends.
Well, if the situation is as bad as you say, it may be a very real possibility that we don't find it.
Zosa hesitates. Let us hope that that is not the case. Perhaps if something like that has happened to any of them, I believe that Bandal can bring them back. They may just be suffering, but not dead. He has incredible power, and he brought me back from past the brink in the past. I have complete faith in him. They are Durden's immortals after all. And she smiles nervously again and finishes off her half-full wine glass.
As you do, Enoch looks to Rowan. gives him that look.
Figuring it was getting late, I might turn in for the evening.
And she sets down her wine glass. She says, "Me too. I want to get an early start tomorrow so we can leave early, right at sunset." And she turns and looks at the huge black hole in the floor. And just kind of lingers on it. She turns back and says, "Gentlemen, thank you for your time and for your agreeableness. I am kind of looking forward to getting back in the saddle again. It has been too long. Until tomorrow."
I'll
Rusty's
be here at nightfall.
Sounds like a plan. And the tabaxi walks to another table.
Zosa doesn't get up immediately. She sits for a while. You guys stay.
Enoth would follow Rowan.
Yeah, I'd head up to the room with the. I'm assuming we'd probably bunk.
You guys staying at the
Yeah.
Yawning Portal?
I'm
Yeah.
Tabaxi is.
fairly nearby. I would reason that would be good.
Yeah.
Considering.
Zosa lingers for a while at the table, her wine glass long since empty. Maybe 30 minutes or so. Place starts quieting down a bit.
You hear a voice from behind you say, "Do not turn around." Are you the one called Yosa?
Zosa's eyes flicker open. She was almost about to doze off. Let me make a roll real quick. Okay. Yeah, Zosa doesn't turn around. She hears you, and she sits forward in her chair slightly. She says, "Yes, I am Sosamo Specky. I am a paladin of hell."
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Listen. I know you need help. And maybe we can help each other. If you're willing, I'll be here tomorrow night as well.
If you are aware of my purpose, then you are aware that I will want to interview you. Sir.
Take your time then. But do not, I repeat, do not turn around. And do not make it appear that you are talking with me. Do you understand?
I do not take well to being threatened by a stranger. Have enough courage to sit across from me, sir.
This will not happen. Either you want my help or you don't.
And Zosa kind of grimaces, and she slowly scoots her chair back a little bit so she can be closer. She says, "Okay then, what do you bring to the table?"
Oh, let's just say I bring skills that let's put it this way. I'm a closer. Do you know what a closer is?
I have
I
an
bring
idea.
things to a close. Yes, that's right. I bring things to a close. Take it how you will. That's my profession.
Okay. And how do you do it?
as quickly and painlessly as possible.
Zosa's eyes close for a moment. She's reflecting on a memory. And she opens her eyes again and she says, "Are you good at it?"
Well, I've been doing it for about 75 years. I'd say I'm pretty good at it.
Do you have any recognizable accent?
Well, you hear one, but you may or may not know what it is.
Nothing's from, say, Chult
No,
or Elvish, perhaps.
there might be some of that, yeah.
Okay. Zosa says, "Why should I trust you with the group of people I am bringing with me?"
Mate, no one should trust me. But you said you needed skills. I've got skills. There.
You know I'm going to see you tomorrow night then.
That's fine. You can see me then. I just don't need you being seen with me now. If you value your safety, you do not want to be seen with me now.
Sir, if you value your safety, you will not betray me if I choose to take you with me. And no, I will not take you with me until I know I can trust you. You must give me some form of collateral. I have dealt with shady people in the past. You have to make me trust you if I'm going to take you into a heart of darkness or put my friends in danger. This is risky business for you as well.
You feel a burning sting of a very, very sharp point at the base of your skull. This is all the trust you'll get from me. I will see you tomorrow night. And the pain instantly recedes,
I
and
suppose
there's no more conversation.
Okay.
If you spin about, there will be nobody there.
And Zosa doesn't turn yet. And she says, "I will see you tomorrow night as well." And maybe after 5 or 10 seconds of silence, then Zosa will turn. And by then, I presume it will be far too late.
There will be no one there.
Is there anything at the table where your character might have been sitting?
No, just a chair that's pulled away from the table.
Is there anybody nearby? Can Zosa turn and say, was somebody just behind me? Did somebody get up and leave? Honestly, she'll try to wave anybody down.
You see a tabaxi teleport into a chair from across the table. You called?
Zosa's scanning the room. You're long gone.
Yep.
She shivers. She was taken completely by surprise in a crowded place. She rubs the back of her neck slightly. Perhaps there's a tiny drop of blood there. And she just sits and thinks about how desperate is she actually. So I think we'll black out at that moment, and we'll start the next day, unless you got anything else, DM, for tonight.
No, I think. Caca!
Flies out of the yawning portal.
Caca! Caca! Caca!
Urkaz's duck throws his wing over the side of the yawning portal and goes honk honk.
The weasel
What is it? What is it, Lassie?
Honk, 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 honk.
The party fell down a well.
Right. Cutting back to the other group. Some of you all start to kind of come to vision, still kind of blurry, and you feel groggy. You look down and your legs or your ankles are bound together by rope, and you all have manacles on you. Any type of items you all had on you, save for regular clothes, are no longer on your person, save for Visman, for obvious reasons.
What about pets?
Toby has little tiny frog shackles on.
No.
They stuck a giant ball into his mouth so he can't like with his tongue.
They take the gold coin
Ribbit.
out.
Can't
Toby has a ball
walk
gag.
with the tongue.
Yeah. You all are kind of seated up against the wall, and you start to kind of come to, you hear the other three rambling on about something. You can't quite make it out. Probably delusional plans of grandeur once they escape this place, and what to do with you all, and kind of glamoring about the foray of new magical items for them. You see Urk has kind of come to, and he looks down. He doesn't have anything on, other, like I said, other than, you know, clothes or regular robes, things like that. You know, no actual adventuring gear or weapons or items or armor. He looks down. He realizes he's captured, and he kind of slightly looks to his left, looks to his right to see who all else is around him, and he starts muttering to himself. He's like, oh no, this won't work at all. This is not good. The other three people, you kind of start blinking your eyes. Your field of vision starts to come clearer and clearer. When I'll say probably Vismond and Verm, because you're on either side of Urkaz, we'll start to see faint light starting to glimmer in various lines and shapes and symbols up his arms, traversing up past his shoulders, up his neck, coming up the side of his face and down over his eyes towards his mouth. And they start radiating, they start pulsing, and then just with every pulse they just get brighter and brighter and more intense. And that's a 2. The other 3 are completely oblivious. These lines, these symbols, these runes, if you will, start pulsating, and it starts off as like some type of just faint arcane glow. Visman, you would kind of recognize that. It's more like, you know, like inscribed spells, if you will. Or at least that's what. Yeah, that's what it would appear to be to you, you know. But they start getting brighter and brighter to the point where it looks like it's actual arcane fire starting to erupt out of his skin. You see Urkaz start to grimace in pain as these runes and symbols, this light just kind of envelops his entire form, and within just a matter of seconds his entire form is just encased in arcane fire. At this point the guards realize what's going on and they're like, stop him, whatever he's doing, stop him, and they come rushing over. But by the time they get there, you just hear the sound of like a heavy metal object clank on the ground. The light fades and all you see is a small pile of ash where Urkaz was.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Effing chat.
Visman's watching this in a mixture of horror and delight. It's utterly fascinating. And he just says, "Lucky you."
Visman, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Well, you don't want me, who's so arcane,
No,
to roll it too.
no Arcana for you.
No.
Here comes Arcana. All right.
Not bad.
19.
I mean, the DC was fairly high because of reasons I can't really divulge. You witnessed this event take place literally mere feet from your eyes. You're kind of stunned, sort of. You're inquisitively looking and trying to process everything that just happened, and you're trying to make sense of it. You're like, that had to have been some type of spell, but it was inscribed all over his body like that. Who does that? And you faintly remember hearing stories and reading up on certain wizard groups around Faerun that would be practitioners of several different types of what would be deemed as insane dark magics like this. But you can't quite put your finger on it, and ultimately the conclusion you come to is, and this is just some strange wizard shit.
Visman will take advantage of the situation. He'll glance over at Verm, and he'll glance over at Torrent, and he'll look up at the guard who might have rushed over, and he'll just whisper to the guard, "You're next." And just give a big toothy grin with like bruised face and blood all over him, and just like doing everything he can to hide his fear.
Well,
Just putting on a brave face.
when you looked over at Torrent, you'd actually see that it's almost as if he didn't notice. He's slumped up against the wall, bent over himself. Yeah, you can faintly hear him saying something over and over again, but you can't make it out without rolling a perception check.
Is that the
Which-
worst hangover?
Master, please.
And Visman, you say that, and you hear their leader, Sir Bluto, kind of address you without formally addressing you. It's like, "Oh, we will see about that." As the camera and the scene begins to start fading to black slowly, you see him reach into the bag of holding, and he pulls out a long obsidian blade. Cut back to the tavern.
Yeah. Okay.
So, just for all the members in the audience who are wondering what Torrent was saying, I rolled a perception check, and
Sober.
Oh no. Oh, you poor thing. He's going through DTs.
He's going
My
through
man,
withdrawal, guys.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, I
is.
had a drink in an hour. He's fading.
Oh god.
I will say for everybody, like the player wise, if you're gonna type something in a different language, that's cool. But when you go back to just like regular languages or whatever, if you go past common to where there's no selection, it's just defaulted to common. Because if you actually select common, every time you type something, I get the message of who all understands it.
Oh,
Well, I think that's more funny.
Go to the blank one. That's
Yeah,
good.
go to the blank one if
So-
you're just gonna type stuff in common.
Well, what if we want to annoy you a little bit?
Yeah. I'm
then
not gonna do that.
then I will kill your character.
Yeah, Alex, you can
Fair
play
enough.
with fire on that one.
Sober.
Sober.
It's like
He's
red
just-
rum, but
It
he's just saying
sounds
sober.
So dry and haggard.
I need it. Anyways, back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Back to the tavern. Next, the morning comes.
Zosa spends a larger portion of the day than she originally planned with more recruiting. She wants to find anybody else other than the unsavory character that she met last night. She wants to find any excuse to not take him. And so she's trying to find people that she knows. She's like looking for Osric Thornbottom. She goes to a couple libraries. She can't find him. She goes to a couple places where, like, she's trying to remember some of the old names in her old book. So she leaves Waterdeep for a few hours and goes to like a hilly region where she met a very tall Goliath, kind of like a folk hero type who just lives out in the hinterlands. But he's not available. No one can. She doesn't know where he's at. She goes back into the city. She's looking for an elven warlock named Camilla. She's nowhere to be found. And eventually, she uses up what little resources she has. She's not able to find anybody else. So she spends the rest of the afternoon stocking up on a couple little provisions here and there. And a sunset is coming, so she goes back to the Yawning Portal. And who shows up?
Sorry, continue.
Go ahead.
Verdant's
the
hitting on
day.
everybody on the bar.
You're not a bard, are you?
No.
That makes it better.
Just
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It
I'm
makes
not a
it better.
bard.
Zosa meets up with you guys a little early, and she says, I have a proposition for you. I have found somebody else who can join our team, but this person, well, let me put it this way. I am a mercenary, or I used to be. And part of mercenary life is dealing with characters of all stripes, of varying moralities. In a situation like this one, the mission comes first. Personality comes later. I may not like it, and you may not like it, but I plan to bring someone along with us who, let us just say, they will need to be watched carefully. He caught me unawares last night, and he made a bargain. He would offer his considerable skills and talents. He was very shy about any aspect of his life or who he is. I do not know what he looks like. So when he shows up, I will need your support. But I believe we need at least one more person to make this work. So let us take him with us. and see what he is capable of. And we can try to change his heart, perhaps. He seems to be wayward. Let us see what we can do to bring him to the side of light. Say you.
Sure.
As you say that, I'd like slap Enoth on the back. Sounds like a job for you, brother. You've always been one with words for bringing people to the faith.
Oh, in a way, yes. More
Whether it
so
be
by,
at the edge of your sword or your words.
I was just about to say. Very well. So long as he's not a demon word, I think we'll get along just fine.
What if he is the demon?
He may have the prowess of a demon,
Maybe
but
I'll
I
have to
believe
talk-
he is just a man.
For the bar's sake, I hope he is not demon-like, for my brother cannot stand them in the slightest.
Nor can any of my.
Define demon.
It's pretty simple. You'll know one when you see.
So, let's say a tiefling's walking down the street.
Oh,
Do you
well,
kill it?
They are known to me, though they are children of less favorable deities.
Demonic blood.
Ill-natured.
Tolerable.
What about orphans?
Absolutely insufferable. No, just kidding. In fact,
We here at the Church of Helm have a zero tolerance policy for orphans.
in fact,
Here's a whip in the background.
In the South Ward, there's actually an orphanage built in Helm's name.
It's where they train the criminals.
No comment.
So,
I plead the fifth.
so we wait for a little while, talking. The night begins. The sunset comes and goes. No one ever shows.
Night. The sun sets. Night has now taken over the city of Waterdeep. Everyone is kind of. Zosa is still in her meticulous tactical planning mode, trying to figure out how to get this quote expedition, if you will, underway. And she hears. She probably wouldn't hear, but the door opens, and in steps a figure. The bar doesn't go completely silent, but it does get noticeably quieter as she notices this. She glances over towards the direction of the door and she sees a strange figure standing there, kind of looking around as if trying to locate somebody within this tavern. And for possible resolution reasons, that's where we're going to take a quick break, because our other player, Mech, might have power back. Maybe.
There might be a new
There might be a chance, so I don't have to NPC a player character.
Player introduction.
Yeah, caca! Go yourself. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, 5 to 10 minutes tops, because I at least want to get the resolution of the next part underway before having to carry it over to next week, if that's possible. I mean, we'll see. So anyway, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. We'll see you then.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, We're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks. And you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Who's setting up shop? We got a cleric paladin who is also setting up shop. We're going to call our consortium Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. We don't sell hats.
Is we don't sell hats part of the name?
No, I just thought I'd clarify.
Oh,
I like it better if it was part of the name. Yeah, me too.
Oh,
That would be very funny.
I'm the head of it, so like we could add that to the name.
Yeah, we will then. We're gonna have shirts made. I gotta get their portraits all put together, and we're gonna have merchandise.
Oh my god!
This is gonna be awesome.
Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. Parentheses. We don't sell hats.
I would buy one of those shirts.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
They don't really apply to level 0 characters.
They don't? Okay. All right. So then I won't grab them. I thought that crit might be that extra one. Okay. So here's the regular damage. Oh, say good night, Francis. Oh, that's Chip. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Chip.
Suck it, Chip.
Whoops. I thought
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons.
But
it's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Through, and you're kind of at a point where you can't really wedge your way in there anymore. You're like,
Here, boy. Here, boy. Come. Here, boy. You can do it. Come on.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white puffy material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
I'm terribly sorry. Bjorn, you explode, and in your place is a sweet roll.
Nice.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at our snack bar, just waiting for you.
private messenger. And do you know how to do that in Facebook? I mean, in Facebook, whatever. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
At least Facebook is still around
Wow.
hundreds of years into the future.
Hey, why mess with a good thing,
Go ahead
right?
and clip that one, guys. And you can send that one to me later, too. Thanks a lot.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end.
Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Ah, there, and I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Ethan, there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here now.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
Brass knuckles he's wearing, and the creature just.
How did the creature go?
One more time?
What? One more time?
No, that was it.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly bobbed, you gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Get with it, man. Start strolling down to the sweets that you're rolling, the best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. Cork that stuff. Give me 5. Let me send you into this nutty jive. Go, man, go. It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill. Give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man. Frosty.
People, we might be able to take care of that. I
I'm
understand.
gonna sing the Doom song now.
Oh, God.
Doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, da doom, doom, da doom, 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 da doom, doom, da doom, doom. Doomy doomy. Doom doom doom. The end.
Music to the ears of the hungry. The sizzle of a mouth-watering hamburger. Fresh, lean beef, done to a golden brown. Couched in a soft bun and garnished to taste. Man, that's hunger heaven. And you'll feel like you're heaven sent when you get one at our refreshment stand.
Happen. Let me see. Is there a deception check for a horse? Does a horse have a? Ooh, it's going for the
deception for a horse.
Yeah, a horse has got deception. So the horse goes up, and you see it. It's looking a brief second. It looks at the plant like maybe it's something even tastier, but then it sticks out his tongue and it pulls back, and then it backs up. It's got the sugar cube in its mouth, and its eyes go boing, as his eyes just go, and it starts woo, and it starts bucking, and it just and he was looking at something in his hand, and he is standing up, and he grunts out, "Who the F are you? What are you doing here?"
Housekeeping?
Housekeeping.
I'm dead.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, Do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
She had red whelps and skin was looking all grotesque and all that, and she let out a little bit of a mumbled roar, leveled the gun at everybody in the room there, and that was where we cut last week. So that was where we'll pick up the action now, unless there are any questions or anything else that the group would like to add.
I have a question.
Please ask away.
What is a mumble roar?
Mumble roar. Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Uh-huh.
Settle back now, content, comfortable, well-fed, and ready for some fine entertainment. Is everybody happy? Then let's go. It's showtime.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks. And you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Who's setting up shop? We got a cleric paladin who is also setting up shop. We're going to call our consortium Praetor's Haberdashery Consortium. We don't sell hats.
Is we don't sell hats part of the name?
Oh, hello everybody. We have returned. Unfortunately, storm power outages are still plaguing our game, so now me as the DM gets to control a member of the party. Thankfully they don't talk a whole lot, so hooray.
No.
But anyway, where do we go? Oh, you see this strange looking figure standing near the doorway. He pulls out the piece of paper and he looks down at it, and you kind of start focusing your gaze more towards this figure that you see, and then you kind of start to notice why everybody in the tavern kind of quieted down a little bit, and everybody's kind of like, what the? And you see a figure not standing too awfully tall, but I would say around average height. They're wearing a very like slim, form-fitting, almost how would I describe it? Not necessarily a cloak, perhaps, probably more like a gravedigger's jacket or like a duster coat, if you will. It has
a trench coat.
Yeah, a trench coat, but not like draping the ground. And it has, you notice there's very like dark metal square rivets or whatever, if you will, aligning the bottom of it. He has a like a tome kind of strapped at his waist. The sleeves on his coat are kind of folded and cuffed back. You see he's got like very dark gray gloves. The hood is up. The thing that is probably unsettling most of the people in the tavern is you notice this figure is wearing a plague doctor mask. And he starts to make his way into the tavern, and before the door closes, you see a a very very dark and very like very jet black raven fly through the door and land on his shoulder. This raven's eyes have a slight tint of red glow to it. And this figure makes his way to you, Zosa.
As this figure keeps walking up, Zosa leans toward Sir Enoth and mutters, "I think this is him. The one who threatened me last night."
I'll be on my guard.
This figure walks up to you, approaches you, and reaches in his pocket and pulls out another like folded up piece of parchment and extends his hand out to hand it to you.
Zosa pauses. She doesn't take the paper right away. She looks through the mask and says, "Oh, so I still don't get to see you after all. So be it." And she snatches the paper.
This figure just kind of looks. You can't see any expression, but it just looks at you and kind of turns its head sideways, like, "What?"
You come in here making threats, and then you come in with the giddy up like this. She looks down at the paper.
You open up the paper, and I don't know exactly what all it says, but it's something along the lines of time to wing it. It says something along the lines of, word has been passed around that you are seeking help on a small quest to rescue your friends. Word has passed through the temples and around the circles of those of divine faith. I believe my help could be useful for you. For somebody's saying, for I have devoted my studies to the path of the grave and preventing those from venturing down the dark side of that path before they are meant to. And that's all the note says.
Zosa rereads the note. She glances up at him. He looks back down at the note, looks left and right at her peers. And she says, "Is this some kind of joke or test? Did you not threaten me last night?"
The figure looks at you and says, "Did not threaten you last night."
Is it in Zosa's accent?
Yes. It's like a spot-on mimicry of Zosa.
Hey,
Want a drink?
pretty good.
Zosa's taken aback. She says, He says, "Are you some kind of mockery artist?"
You see the figure kind of do that where they kind of look up, where they're trying to think of a response for
Yes
a
or
moment, and in a completely different like speech style and accent, you just hear, "No."
Zosa turns to Sir Enoth and says, "I do not know what to make of this. Have a look," and she'll hand the paper over.
After reading the part about temples, I'd like to make a religion check to see if I can identify if
You would
he's...
feel a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, yeah, you're like leaning over to read the note over my
Jeff's
shoulder?
weakness, no.
You'd feel a lightning bolt pass through your body. He's just shocked everybody.
Oh, sorry, left it on.
The note explodes into flame.
You basically just cast yourself. I will give you inspiration.
Well, I gave him guidance. I don't know why it didn't roll.
Just double check the code.
So you want me to roll it again?
No,
Hold
add
on,
a D4.
hold on.
A D4? Alright, just 10 then.
Or you have to roll a D4.
That's okay. Let's go.
Why did it not?
Oh, that's why, because there's the effect only has a concentrate. Guidance isn't concentration.
I was gonna say, why is it
concentration for 1 minute, and it gives a plus 1d4 on the next roll, the next d20 roll or
Wow,
skill check.
That minute went by fast. We were just staring at that piece of paper.
Think hard, Sir Enoth.
So a D4.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
9.
Don't know why
9.
it didn't roll.
9.
Well, I don't know what religion he represents. Or
There it is. There you go.
Did I add the wrong one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Could I try to make a religion check?
But he is funny.
Are you trained or skilled or
Surprisingly,
proficient?
no,
There
but I
you
still
go.
got a good bonus, but no, I'm not.
I mean, you could make a. Do you have? What about history?
Yeah, I do.
You can make a history check. You would know that you've heard about
Plague doctors? No.
well, not well. Everybody knows about plague doctors.
Yeah.
You would know about there are temples and there are those of divine faiths that worship and are practitioners of the non-dark sides, if you will, of like the death domains and things of that nature. More keeping, they're more focused on keeping balance and, you know.
It's not stereotypical necromancy or anything like that.
Right. Like pretty much all of them are against undead things and that nature. And you know, Path of the Grave clerics are kind of fall into that facet as well. A lot of times they're very unsettling for people to see, for obvious reasons, but
I like this one.
yeah. From what you've read and from what you can recall, predominantly they mean no ill will towards, you know.
They don't want to be liches.
Exactly, yeah. They're not evil. They don't come about with evil intent.
I have done a fair share of reading Zosa. and it seems I seem to recall something about this certain domain that this person belongs to, and I don't think it falls under the category that we're thinking it does.
So, Zosa will kind of edge closer to the masked figure and say, "Have we ever met before?"
In another completely different dialect and tone and accent, this figure says, "No."
And Zosa will turn and say, "I do not think this is the person I warned you about. He comes with a letter of recommendation from a church. So, this is odd, but it is welcome. You may join us, and thank you for your help. But we should be on our guard. Somebody was watching me for some time while we were sitting and talking yesterday. They may still show. Honestly, I would rather we leave before they have a chance to arrive."
Zosa. Keep
Yes.
this weasel on your shoulder.
He should be with you. We're here, safer. I will be taking blows.
The thing about this weasel is I can use its eyes. I can use its senses. This is not a normal weasel.
No, he is a very special weasel. Very special weasel. And just like petting the animal.
He is made completely of my arcane arts.
It's fascinating.
Loco.
Sir, yes, sir.
For your character, did you just play it safe and take the average hit points per level, or roll?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I
so
took average.
we need to fix that. So that would be.
I don't know. I think 120 hit points sounds about right for Loco.
Go yourself.
Nailed it. You did it.
I heard
And the horse you rode in on.
Yeah.
And the
weasel I
bleep
rode
you
in
bleeped in on.
Okay, that's fixed. Cool. All right. So, party, what do you do?
Well, I think I think we like decide we're gonna go ahead and go. Does anybody else have anything else they want to do before we go?
Oh, not in particular.
I mean, I'm always.
So, huh?
I always have trouble leaving this place, but yeah, sure.
We will be back. I can assure you of that.
I'll be back.
If I die, spread my ashes in this tavern. No.
I do not want to be the bearer of bad news, but we will not be dying on this mission.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I will not be spreading your ashes.
I will not be spreading your ashes anyway.
Anybody spreading ashes here in my tavern will be joining the ashes of those that they spread.
A couple of weeks later, Zos is crawling up out of the Yawning Portal with a coffee can.
And then you see Durnan without even looking back, reaches back, grabs his great sword, and goes, "I was wishing a motherfucker would."
Throws Zosa in the head.
Zosa throws the can, just like it's in his eyes. Pocket sand. We pay our 1 gold piece each, and get on the platform.
Sweet.
I pay 2.
And down into the Yawning Portal we go.
Down the Yawning Portal you all go, and Durnan's like, "Oh, thank God." I need a drink.
You're not supposed to drink on the job, though.
Glory, what a hell of a way to die.
Yeah, right. The strange figure follows suit. And all of a sudden, Rowan, you hear yourself singing again, but you're not singing.
That's a little creepy.
That's a little creepy.
Orphans are evil.
He just kind of turns his head.
He nods in agreement.
Is it dark coming down this?
Yeah.
Rowan would
It
cast
has
light.
Yeah, it has areas where there's torches and things like that, but it's not like a full lit up, long miles long passageway. There's torches placed sporadically throughout.
Cast light on the weasel.
Enoch would draw his sword, illuminating 15 feet with bright light and an additional 15 with dim light.
Okay.
Zos is passing the moments trying to talk with the hooded figure, the masked figure. It's like, tell me your name then.
You see him like hold his hands up, and you see him kind of like hand gesture something that would register to you as the note that you had, that he handed you.
Oh, he left it back up on the bar.
Yeah. The camera pans over to a note.
Dramatic zoom in.
Picked up by a black leather gloved hand, and we don't know who it is.
Damn it.
God, here we go again.
It's Lionel Straitero.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Run, you fools. Yeah.
The perfect game.
he gestures for you to grab the note again.
Zosa has it. She looks at it.
He reaches out and grabs it, and you see him like pull a quill of sorts out, and he writes Clipper on the page and hands it back to you.
Wonderful. Mr. Clipper, I presume you are a man. My name is Sosa Mospeki. I am a paladin of Helm. And which church do you affiliate with here in Waterdeep?
That one. I honestly have no idea. Not my character.
If you want, we can skip the role play for now. I was just, trying to establish a modicum of trust.
Well, no, I mean that's fine, but like character information,
here,
character information like that. I'm like, I have no idea. One of the temples for a grave cleric. I don't know.
We'll do you hand wave.
Tiamat, yeah, there you go.
Tiamat, yes.
Tiamat, yes.
I may
why
have
not?
heard about this Tiamat.
Pretty peaceful god.
And you see him like reach out and with a finger and kind of like touch you on the top of your shoulder. It's like Zosa Mospeki, Paladin of Helm.
She kind of giggles slightly and says, "That is masterful. You are very interesting."
You are very interesting.
You're awesome.
Okay, you don't have to keep doing that.
Okay. So those two will converse and whatever. Anybody else? The other four people?
No.
Oi, Zosa Mospeki, Paladin of Helm. It's about time you got down here, don't you think? and
So wheels
you
around.
see about a 5'9", almost white as a ghost, some kind of an elf. He has the pointed ears, very white looking in very dark leathers. Steps out of the shadows. He has black hair. His eyes are silver, and they almost seem to glow in the what little light there is down here. I thought you was gonna keep me waiting down here all day.
Zosa wheels around and she says, you. I can understand why you would not let me see you now. But your voice is unmistakable. You are the one who threatened me last night.
Yes, well, we all have our crosses to bear, don't we?
I bear a crossbow. What cross do you bear, sir?
I've got one of them as well. And he kind of pats what looks like an old Western holster on his right hip.
You would know through your observations that Zosa also has a hand crossbow.
His is a little bit bigger than a hand crossbow, but it you can see where there's kind of like the butt of a gun, but it's a little bit longer than what yours is.
Gotcha.
And the two wings that sport or house the drawstring, those are kind of like folded forward and hanging out of the front part of the holster.
Cool. As Zosa continues, she says, I do not believe I invited you after all, sir. So we will be on our way.
Well, it looks like then I'm going to be just tagging along, doesn't it? I've never been invited anywhere in my life, so you just have to get used to it, won't you? Zosa Miss Becky.
Yes, that is my name. And what is your name, sir? Since we're going to be tagging along with each other.
I quite fancy, Judas. Yeah, quite fancy that name. You can call me Judas.
Oh, this isn't foreshadowing at all.
All right, Judas.
Anybody else?
Lieutenant Price, is that you?
Bravo 6 going dark.
Enoth stares warily.
Bravo 6 going dark.
Well, we're going to stand around here all day. Are you going to get moving? Thought you had friends to save.
What do you want? Why are you down here?
My reasons are my own. Nothing to worry your goody two shoes.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, all right. You say what you want then.
Have you ever been in the middle of a court and say you have a holy hand grenade in your pocket?
Never been in a court in my life. Nope.
Makes one of us.
Well, sorry to hear that, mate.
Mr. Judas, you are very direct. I will commend you for that. But we are on an important mission, and if you are going to tag along, then we need to be able to get along. Is that understood?
No worries there, mate. You don't ruffle my feathers. And he looks over at the big tall guy there. He gets a grin on his face. And I won't ruffle yours, all right?
Loco.
Which tall one? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Click the roll button on that, please. You got an inspiration card. So you got patience. On you when you use this card, you add your wisdom modifier to your next attack roll, skill check, or ability check.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much.
Here I will
No, in the accent, please.
What?
Thank you very much.
Oh, tall, mate. Appreciate it. He's a lovely human being, that.
Right.
That's what Mandy wanted.
Yep, there you go. Here, let me.
Oh, didn't know it was Mandy that did it.
Yeah.
Thanks, love.
Right, she did.
Oi.
Oi. There it is. Carry on. I'm just copying this over so we don't forget.
Okay.
Goddamn.
Yeah, you. Which tall one were you referring to?
The one that looks like he's got a beak.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Wait, what now?
I thought
He
the
has a mask on that looks like he's got a beak.
Oh. Caca.
Well, Miss Mosbecki, I suppose you know the way?
I have a semblance of a notion. Let us go, and we'll continue on to find the path. Pathfinders, are we, if you will?
No.
No.
Number crunchers and math nerds.
Zosa, roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage DC of 30.
All right.
I give you guidance times 10.
Okay, guidance times.
I'll give you luck 3 times.
I'll give you odds we all die.
You take 10d6 psychic damage for making a non-Watsy related joke. Kidding. My beef. Yeah,
It's,
you all
36.
Yeah, you all carry on and get to an area that you would believe. I'm just kind of glossing over a lot here because this could take several sessions if we drug it out, you know what I mean?
Very much good.
It very much could. You make your way to where you believe would be where your friends would have got off the ride, so to say. And you're making your way, and you step through this. It doesn't appear to be some type of portal, but you kind of get that like that weird sensation that that's what it is. And you emerge on the other side, and you just have there's just even with as much like heavy plant life and forestry that you see all around you, even off in the distance, you still see this feathered mound off in the distance. And then you start to remember, what information you have gathered, and you deduce that's the mountain we need to go to.
That must be it. Look at the white smoke.
I think I know what
Must be the place.
I think I know why it's named White Plume Mountain.
Yeah, I'm just guessing there too. Look at the white plume on that mountain.
It's more of a hill.
Okay, so excuse me. I'll say you all are able to venture enough to get out of the thicket of the forest, if you will, where it kind of opens up and the things are spaced sparsely enough for you all to set up camp, because you all left the tavern when it was nighttime. So
that we did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nighttime, opposite of day.
What's a day?
Right.
Are we wanting to rest?
I think it would be wise.
Best not to push oneself to the point of exhaustion when going on these types of treks.
We will enter the mountain in the morning.
First light?
Indeed.
Well, very well. I shall take the first watch. The rest of you shall get some sleep.
I'll take the second watch.
I do not need much sleep.
Get what you can. Your strength will be needed.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll this all at once so we can. Okay, all your all's watches go by uneventful. You get up the next morning. Zosa. Well, you know what? Everybody. Everybody give me a group. There's a skill name for it. Survival check, please.
There is a skill name.
Yeah. Boy, way to go, Inquisitor.
Well, Zosa too.
Yeah, but that's normal for Zosa.
We were both equally useless.
Oh.
First natural 20.
Pew, 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 pew.
Character.
Okay, so 38 plus 8 plus 21 from Judas and Clipper. Got a 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 6. Cool, good enough. You just, as a group, you just met the DC to find their tracks.
Thanks to Zosa and Eneth.
Yeah, literally the average worked out to like 15. I'll just say, Zosa, your group's collaborative effort here, you start to pick up on tracks that you start to follow, and you find an area where there's like no trees. It's just a massive, like a huge clearing, and you find an area where they seem to have set up camp previously at some point. You would also find two, not necessarily fresh anymore, but two disturbed areas of ground. And when you walk over to kind of check it out, you're like, that's odd. You go to look, and you notice these are makeshift graves, one for Yinia and one for Borg.
Zosa sees the makeshift graves. She sees, I'm not sure if they were sticks or stones that were used to mark them.
I laid rocks around them.
Rocks. She recognizes the names. She kind of falls to her knees. And she starts muttering a prayer. She says, "No. No. Oh, no." And she just puts each hand on, like one on each earthen mound. And she just closes her eyes and hangs her head. And she just, she prays for a moment. And she wipes a couple tears away. She gathers up her crossbow again, stands up, and says, she says to Sir Enoth, "You are right. You are right. Your wisdom surpasses me. We must make haste."
He would put his gauntleted hand on your shoulder, and he would say, I am sorry for the loss of your friends. No one will ever replace them.
I am given hope by the fact that they were buried and cared for. Perhaps the rest of the team is still in the mountain, and we can spare them whatever fate they are facing. We must tread with extreme caution. As I told you before, these were two fierce warriors. They were no strangers to violence, no strangers to survival, and they were bested by something. Something in the mountain. So let us make haste, but be wary. Watch each other's backs. And she will cast a glance at Judas.
Well said.
And she'll pivot and start marching forward towards the mountain.
Okay, I'm not going to make you all roll again. But you all start making your way, making my way, towards the mountain, and you're still able to just make out the tracks and follow the paths just enough to make your way to the mountain. And then to we're just going to continue on with a little theater of the mind for the moment. You make your way through the mud room where the trap door was. You make your way down the ramshackle metal stairs that have seen much better days and have become quite weathered and quite rusted due to the ravages of time. You make your way down the corridor and the path, and suddenly, as a group, you all are greeted by a very large sphinx-like creature. I'm not going to make you all do the riddle part again, because what would be the point? So you all solved the riddle. Yeah, you all solved the riddle. It's the moon. And
Zosa will ask the Sphinx for any information. And she'll get down on a knee and she'll beg for any help. She describes the party members. She asks for, like, if has anyone come or gone? Has anyone come or gone from this place? I am looking for a large furball cleric and a tiny green goblin with a frog on his head. Has anyone come or gone?
Yeah, you ask him or ask this creature these questions and give a description of the party as you knew it prior, and he just kind of bellows out to you, yes, it was several, in fact many moons ago, that ones that fit the description you just passed along came through this way. They have not ventured back past me since.
How long ago has it been?
I would guess many moons. Down here, it is hard to keep track of time. I've been here for ages.
Can you tell me the way? Do you know the way?
On the way.
I was thinking about it, goddammit, Ben.
I had to.
The way.
He kind of shifts his body stance and kind of raises his like massive mighty paw towards the path that leads to the left, leftmost pathway.
Zosa bows. She says, "Thank you. Thank you so much. Come, let us go." And she'll start hauling off down the hallway.
Clink, 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 clink. Yeah, you are Ah, son of a bitch! I just realized something. Oh no.
Oh, no. You see a goblin pimp walking down the hallway.
No, we see a wonderful, amazing trap that we have to get past.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
I knew immediately as soon as I heard hallway. That's that.
I know how I would go across.
I do too.
Jump in.
I've got Misty Step, so I'm
I
going
do as
halfway
well.
and stepping across the way.
Can you take me with you?
I can't. No.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to.
We'll just say we walked past the trap and made it through.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that. Okay, the party will come across a particular hallway. My
favorite hallway.
Yeah, my players know exactly what this hallway is. Viewers at home might not.
Our characters don't though.
Yeah, your characters don't. That's for sure. Let me go ahead and. Oh man, this is.
This honestly, this might be a good time to just bring it to a close. Holy shit. We have like 20 characters
That's a lot
on the
lot
sheet.
of tokens.
Avengers!
Charge!
Assemble! Boom, boom. Right? Alright. This is fine. This is normal.
There we go.
Everything will work out just fine.
Every little thing.
I'll be your tour guide.
Alright.
No. Okay, everybody.
I was gonna say this might be a good time to just probably call it.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody, just give me an intelligence check.
Oh, I ain't good at those, Chief.
I'm pretty smart.
Yeah, you all figure out as soon as you start passing, you enter into this hallway. Everything that you're wearing starts getting real hot and holding. You quickly come to the conclusion that if I continue on, or if I don't do something about this, I will probably take a lot of damage. So you all concoct a way, you to take your armor off or whatever, and you get to the other end. Because we're just not going to go through all that. Again, you all make your way to this particular room here, and to just kind of speed things along again, everybody is familiar with everybody remembers this room, so what do you all do? Like, you all can meta this one. It's really not that big of a freaking deal.
Just do the same thing we did last time, really.
Okay, so
Hey, what do we need to do?
It's just athletics.
do
Just
Yeah.
jump over the pits.
yeah, just jump over the pits.
The sliding.
Cowabunga.
Just don't fall.
Is that acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics, I believe. Yeah, it was acrobatics. Because you're well, acrobatics or athletics, it's your choice, because you literally got to jump over. Oh no.
I will give inspiration to Eneth.
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 All right.
Enoch.
I'll take it. Even
Never
worse.
mind.
What have you done?
Everybody looks like make it over no problem. From what I can see.
And then the second one, or was that just the first one?
It's for both of them, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Well,
what
no, because when you land, you start sliding towards the other one really fast. So, everybody but Enoth makes it over no problem. Enoth, you're just like, childish trap. I have this, and you go to take a step, and you catch the edge of it with your foot, and you just slip and fall down into the pit.
Do not know the way.
Yeah, you do not know the way. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I get a thing.
Oh wait, hold on.
You get the aura?
He has it on him already.
Yeah.
Everybody in 10 feet gets that too, by the way.
Yep. But he's the only one in the pit.
Yeah.
Hold on. Never mind. But you still are going to take
No tetanus?
3
Oh, that's right,
points. 3 points of damage as you fall into these pits, where the bottoms are lined with rusty razor-like blades.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm immune to disease.
I got a boo-boo.
I got a boo-boo. It's okay. I'm fine. The only thing that is really painful to me right now is my pride.
Brother, help me. I hit my bottom.
Okay, so everybody roll again for the second one. And
I already rolled a second time.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I rolled a 22.
Oh, I don't know. 14. To break.
No, you can't.
Just take another.
Yeah, you're gonna take another D12.
Yeah.
Oh God. Bam.
Ouch.
That one got you in the eyeball.
Unnecessary.
Oh, you falling on my eye, brother.
that particular one caught you in a very, very delicate spot where your armor isn't protecting you.
That time I twisted my leg.
Yeah.
As I reach down to help pull you out, I'll cast Cure Wounds on you.
He's a healer.
Seems as though we're culling the herd already, doesn't it?
Right. All right. Go ahead and arrange yourselves in whatever particular order you want. Let's see. Zosa. I'll say you're pretty much leading the charge because you're leading the party, if you will.
I could have the weasel lead the charge.
You keep your weasel where it's at. You get to the entrance or you come down this corridor and it branches off in a perfect T-like pattern. Give me a investigation or survival check, whichever one you're proficient in and or better at.
I can't see that the canoe say ass on them.
I don't know why that rolled with disadvantage. Oh, I picked stealth by accident.
Yeah, because you rolled stealth.
Oops, yeah. There you go. I'll use inspiration to roll again.
Okie dokie.
Oh. Not better. Zosa is a little bit in a panic mode right now.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what's dictating her actions.
Clipper will come up and roll. Maybe. Hold on.
Shoulder for guidance.
Cool.
How are you gonna touch his shoulder from all the way back there?
Because I walk up and touch his shoulder.
Cast
Mage
long
hand
arm.
touch his shoulder.
You said you wanted me. What did you want me to roll?
No, not you, Clipper.
So
yeah,
Clipper looks down and starts examining everything, and he pulls out a piece of paper and starts quickly, like, just writing furiously.
it's a notepad.
Yeah. His iPad. And he passes it over to you, Zosa. It says footprints leading to the north, several of them. And then he points and he says many more originating about halfway down the hallway to the south. And it looks like something was dragged that way.
Zosa nods. She types out, "Thank you so much," and sends it, and then she puts her iPhone away. Because you did that with an iPad, I heard you say. Zosa moves to the north.
Okay.
Wait, where's the dragging? Where was the dragging?
About
Southwards, you said, right?
Yeah.
South? It is okay. In that case, Zosa will move. Zosa moves to the south.
Okay. Let me remove that pointer. Okay. So, everybody, move your tokens as you see fit. Because now I got to. So many maps.
Well, like because there's nothing going on in here, right? Like we can just talk about what happens in this room.
Unless this is where they got drugged to.
Unless this is where they got moved to. Yeah.
Yep. So let me do this again. All right. Yeah, you all just move your applicable token wherever you want it to be.
Move your iPad wherever you see fit. God damn it.
Yeah, that's right. Do as you're told. Okay. Do it. Zosa, you venture into this room, and you can tell that this is the very, very large room, like almost inverted ziggurat style. Like each tier of this room steps down, and it's 10 feet down and about 10 feet across for each step. You can tell it just looks like, with all the creature and beast corpses and everything around here, shattered glass, a broken vault type, what you can only imagine would be a vault. It's just like a pile of metal down in the bottom. It looks like absolute carnage in this place.
Zosa takes in the scene. She just kind of steps up to the. Are there any creatures in the room? First of all.
There's several creatures, but they're all dead.
And Zosa,
unless you don't want them to be.
Steps up to
That's true.
the edge, just kind of looks down into the descending pits. She's just like, "Oh my god! It looks like an entire war was waged in here. Across the way. A room. Come!" And she'll start making her way around the long way.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and drag Clipper all the way over there.
Clipper's gonna do what Clipper does.
Caca, I do what I want.
And Zosa will head up to this big door here. Peek inside.
Yeah, as you get close to the door, you can hear. You can't quite make out what they're saying, but it sounds like some laughing and kind of like yelling, like somebody like you're kind of familiar with this particular type of tone, being your mercenary background and like battlefield leadership type sensibilities. It sounds like somebody is like yelling at somebody.
Okay. Zosa moves back.
Sorry.
She holds up a finger to her lips, like shh, telling people to be quiet. And she points with her crossbow towards the door. And she does the motion for like listen. She'll sneak up to the door and try to listen.
Okay.
To hear better, like what's going on in the room, maybe how many there are, what they're saying.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right, hang on a second.
It's still kind of hard for you to make out any type of finite details, but you can gather there is at least 3 or more that you can make out that are talking. Probably more. But you're only hearing like 3. You can only make out like 3 distinct differences in voices and tones. And you hear some grunt, like some groaning and like exasperated sighs and things.
Zosa turns to Burden and Enoth. She holds up a hand, makes a hand and arm signal for 3. And then she does it again, 4, and then she does like a questioning remark, like maybe 3, maybe 4. She's not speaking, and then she'll step up to the corner and poke her shoulder around and point at Judas, and like do this motion, as if to say, "Come here."
He's there. Oh, Judas. Yeah, Clipper's there.
Not you. Not you. Get out of the way.
Caca.
Go! Shh, keep it down. Go!
Keep it down.
We've been compromised.
You need me, Zosa Miss Becky?
Yes. I want you to put your skills to work and tell me what is happening on the other side of this door. I think there is somebody in there.
Very well.
You get about the same come to about the same conclusion that Zosa got earlier.
You are right. Right, there are people in there.
Is there anything you can do to get us past the door without them noticing?
Well, one must open the door, mustn't one? Let me see if it is locked.
You could try to mage hand it open.
I will check to see if it is locked.
The door does not appear to be locked.
I will check for traps as well.
You have a certain skill that blows open doors.
I do.
Debt cord. Investigation, please, Judas.
No.
It's not a good one.
That's a right shit rolling now, isn't it? Doesn't seem to be trapped.
It's not locked. Would you like to go in first?
Yes, I will.
Be my guest.
It's time for you to put your real skills to work, Mr. Judas.
And she gestures towards if you have any sharp implements about you that are visible. She'll gesture towards those.
It's time to go to work, is it?
Perhaps by my command only.
He reaches behind his back towards his neck and pulls out two glimmering daggers.
There is a chance that these people are my friends. So do not go crazy unless I tell you to.
Nothing but restraint.
Why don't you call out their name first?
Because if they're not, then they know we're here.
We need the element
soon
of
as
surprise.
the door opens, would they not know we're here?
Yeah, but it's after we open the door.
Maybe we can lure one out.
Why is there a bird down here?
That is a good point. And so I guess we're like taking a moment to talk about it. We don't. The thing is, Zosa doesn't know that this is a dead end. I'm trying not to metagame like the fact that we know that they're trapped in the room.
Can you give me a minute?
Of course.
I'm gonna step around the corner, and I'm going to cast Find Familiar. And it's gonna be a spider. Is there a gap underneath the door? Or is it flush?
From what you all remember, it was very.
But there's also a hole in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the gap around the door is almost like a very snug fit. There's like almost like metal and stone on stone drag marks where the door opens and shuts. Not very much of a gap per se.
What about the hole in the door that was there?
It's a hole.
There was a hole in the door.
Yeah, there's a hole in the door.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's a hole.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
It's a hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the spider go through the hole, and I'm gonna look into the spider's vision and see what I see. The spider kind of down the other side and takes might be a couple of steps for the spider, but kind of makes its way just a little bit past the door, and you're seeing like eight different. It's almost like seeing 8 different camera feeds in your mind, and you see several individuals off in a corner that are kind of bound and restrained. They look worse for wear and not geared at all very well. You hear some like very like not loud and boisterous, but like someone speaking with like a very commanding tone. And then all of a sudden what you see just goes black. And Spider is no more. How many people were chained up? I saw 3, I'm guessing.
Roll a perception check for your spooter.
I don't know. Bug spray. For a spider is, I'm gonna look.
Raid! A raid!
Raid! Pulls out a fly swatter.
Does not have any bonus to a perception.
I will say you can guess at least 3 kind of like all thrown off into a corner somewhere, yeah.
So I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna say, and we're gonna hold 3, my fingers, and then I'm gonna hold up, like I don't know. I'm gonna whisper to Zosa, 3 chained up, spider was curse bladed.
Zosa nods, a grimace forming across her face.
And she says, what did they look like? The ones who were chained up?
I'm guessing I got like a brief kind of like color scheme going on with them. Not like a what race they are, but
yeah, you could tell like some like one that was armored. Shit. Let's say one
was like pitch black,
and a goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say one was pitch black, one was a goblin, and one was bluish.
Zosa thinks.
Sounds like a couple of them. They must have found a new friend along the way. What about the others? The
That's
ones who
all
are
I saw.
standing?
I didn't get to see anybody standing. The moment before I knew I saw the people tied up, the spider was ultimately killed.
I say we engage the ones who are standing. Take less than lethal attacks if you can, until I can verify their identity. We should try to capture them instead of kill them.
You what? Non-lethal? Cool.
I know that may be a foreign concept to you, Mr. Judas. You might want to hang back for a moment until I actually need you. You have a very particular set of skills, and I do not believe that mercy is one of them.
Got that right. Go on with you then. Let's go. Get on with it.
I'm gonna look to
Zosa moves
Rowan.
up to the door.
I'm gonna look to Rowan and say, "Did you have an option of opening the door?"
Good in a couple of different ways.
Zosa will cast a spell. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. I'm like, Zosa doesn't have Hex.
Right?
I don't remember Zosa being this high of an AC.
It's like
Zosa's going to cast a spell called Aid. This is a second level spell. I can choose 3 creatures, and their maximum hit points increase by 5 for the next 8 hours.
Cool.
So Zosa's going to choose herself, and judging by the composition here, the party composition, can Zosa make a determination about who is melee? I'm going to pick Judas as well.
I have power.
Awesome.
Oh,
The bird speaks.
Just in time for us to end the show.
no, screw that. Are you able to fire up fantasy grounds and all that, or you kind of limited?
Let me.
Oh no. Zosa picks herself. She picks Judas, and who else is going to be up on the front line, if any?
I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah. That'll be Enoth. So Zosa picks us 3, and I'm going to give you. You guys should all have gotten. Nope. Somehow I gave it to Vismond. Whatever.
Interesting.
Let me take that off. Wait, no, I didn't. It's not on his thing. Oh well. I'll just drag it onto you guys manually. So Enoth, Zosa, and Judas. You guys will have to manually change your hit points to be 5 points higher. So I think in the notes section on your character sheet, you can type in your normal hit points.
You can put temporary. There's
Hold
a
on.
temporary box.
Yeah.
This is an important distinction. It's not temporary hit points. Because if this actually changes your hit point maximum by 5, which means you like your actual
can be
normal hit
healed.
points. Yeah, those 5 hit points can be healed with a normal heal spell for the next 8 hours. If you do temporary, then it's not going to work right, because these will stack with temporary hit points as a separate resource. So I'd recommend you put in your notes whatever your normal hit point number is, and then in parentheses you can say with aid, and then it'll be 5 points higher. And Zosa's also going to cast Divine Favor on herself for a little extra juice in the damage department.
Oi, Zosa Most Becky. Might I offer a suggestion?
Of course.
Why don't we let whatever's inside open the door, and then you may identify them as the door is opened.
Second Judas's plan.
What? I missed that. Sorry.
Said I second your plan.
Yes, well, if I'm given the okay. He reaches in one of his pockets and pulls out what looks like a little dust bunny, begins to roll it between his fingers, and all of a sudden you hear a meow, meow, meow. Like a cat.
Whoa.
Meow, meow. It's really loud. It sounds like it's coming from right in front of the door.
Did you cast Bless? Is that Bless?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I did.
No, that was sorry. I was paying attention to another
want to
thing
interrupt,
that popped up. Yeah. Okay.
Don't
Wow.
dare interrupt the cat noises.
Interesting decoy. Zosa prepares. She readies an action to try and identify whoever opens the door and potentially fire. Just like at point blank range.
And the noise just keeps on happening for a minute. It'll just keep on. Cat sounds like a stray cat outside your door wanting in.
Wow.
Like a Lionel straight there.
Yeah, I was just about to say visions of Lionel.
A minute passes. The door doesn't move, even with all the going on outside.
Strategically
voices
speaking,
stopped?
they're in the good spot.
Well, it seems like they're not as stupid as I thought they were. Or they're not animal lovers. Or at least cats say. He looks over at Clipper again and winks.
Caca!
Zosa kicks the door in.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, finally, cool.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, buddy. 1 second. Let me. Boop boop. Boop boop.
And all three of them are standing right at the door. They were just about to open it.
As. Hold on, let me. There we go.
We thought we had a complicated initiative tracker before.
For some.
You kicked the door in, Zosa, and immediately you are greeted with 3 arrows fired at you.
Okay.
Well, that's rude.
Oh, don't worry. We all remembered how this went last time. Okay, let's see. Ba-bam. Nope. Technically, it should have been in, you know, excuse me. A whopping 1 point of damage from the crossbows. And from another crossbow. Seven points of damage. Now, if you all wouldn't mind, I would like you to roll initiative, please.
First initiative roll.
Hey. Do you want us to roll initiative for the other characters too, or no?
No.
Damn.
Starting off strong.
Starting off where I always start.
Still got the Verm initiative rolls.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad I decided to show up.
Okay. Oh no. That sucks. Sucks a lot, actually. Okay, so bam. There they are.
Wow.
And yeah, like I said, look at that spread on the initiative there. It's like they go, then all of you go. It's like
Rest
back
of the
and
party
forth.
goes,
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, Burden, it's your turn.
I'll step here, and does it clearly look who's the higher up in this situation, or no?
Oh god, it's blatantly obvious. Who is the higher up? Here I need to. There you go.
I will cast Firebolt. Actually, no. I'm going to cast Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay.
That rolled twice, but they both hit. Or the first one hit. Then I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna hold up 3 fingers for the rest of the party.
Hang on.
Why did you
went to Enoch?
Damage? Yeah.
Oh, did I damage Enoch?
Yeah.
Did it?
Oh.
My bad. Add 11 back? I had Bluto selected. That's really weird.
I'm glad I didn't have armor.
Do you want me to re-roll it or just add 11 to Bluto?
I think you can grab that and drag it onto Bluto.
Drag it onto him?
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Good on you.
And then I'll look back to the other 3 that aren't really looking in the room, and I'll say there's 3 people in there. One is obviously the higher up, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. There we go. That's fitting. Oh boy, it's Bluto's turn. What does Witch Bolt do again? Because I can't remember all this crap all the time.
I don't believe it does any other effect. I think it's just constant. Can look.
Hey guys, I hate to be the party pooper, but it's past midnight.
Oh, don't worry, we're about ready to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just does the damage, nothing additional.
Cool.
He's about to shoot us with a tactical nuke.
Yeah. You see Bluto just kind of just like dust his shoulders after your witch bolt. It's like, very very nice. Well, lads, looks like we've got more people to join our cause here. Let's welcome them, shall we? And let's say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, he'll just get right up into the thick of it. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3 here for him to hit. Let's see which. Oop, wrong map. Go away, map. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So. Uh-oh. Darn it. First attack going towards Zosa.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Second attack. Oh no. Going towards Mr. Inquisitor. Going towards Mr. Inquisitor. Here we go. Let's see. Attack. And you all notice he's using a very strange looking obsidian blade. And oh boy.
Well, the good thing is
here we go.
There's a grave cleric right there.
That didn't take long.
Yeah, he will use his reaction to negate that. However, it still does damage, so still a hit.
But not crit damage.
This is true. Let's see. There it is. Ah, crap. Hold on. Take. It's 3, 13, 18. Yeah, you'll take 18 damage.
Better than 36.
Third attack. Oh, man. Going after Inquisitor again. That is a miss. And let's see, that was 2 on him, 2 on Inquisitor. Okay, cool. And you know what? Let's see, where is his fourth attack gonna go? Golly, I keep rolling ones. Inquisitor again. Inquisitor. He swings and damages Zosa on the first swipe, kind of spins around, strikes you almost with just deadly accuracy and power, but you see Clipper just kind of go whoosh from right around the corner and kind of help soften the blow. It still hurt like hell, but he kind of softens it a little bit. And you're like, okay, that was the brunt of it. And it looks like he's kind of like following through with his attack, like, I'll get you next time or whatever. He just kind of comes back up with like a surprise attack on you. And oh, fuck me.
That's 2, if you're counting.
I'd rather no.
This is gonna hurt because he can't stop it this time. I almost don't want to do it.
Fuck. Damn.
Inquisitor, you are not feeling very well.
I can see that.
Yeah, you're not feeling good at all.
Not by choice.
And he will take a 5-foot step this way. So Burden and Inquisitor, you would get an attack of opportunity if you choose to take it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And he's not moving.
You have Sentinel, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Actually, let me check something here. Okay, cool. All right, that is his turn. And you know what? I think that's a good place to hold till next week, so we can do combat fully. I wish like Josh was able to join us for about 3 seconds. They're having issues with the power grid up where he lives. Programming wise, we have coming up. Let's see. Mondays we have it's what, Stormlord's Wrath now, right, Sam? Not Dragon of Ice Peak.
Yes.
That is
It's canceled this Monday though because of the holiday.
okay. This coming Monday, no session, but normally Monday nights at what you got pushed back to 8 Central, right?
8 Central, 7 my time. But
Yeah, so 8 Central. All times that I will be saying or reading off will be in Central Time. So it'll be no game this Monday, but on Mondays, exclusively on our YouTube channel, we have Stormlord's Wrath with DM Sammy. He's the one all the way to on the far left side of your screen. At I'm drawing a blank already. At 8 Central. Again, exclusively on our YouTube channel, so make sure you're following that and subscribed for that. Also, at 7 Central, here on our Twitch channel, we have God, I don't even remember the name of it now. I just
Storm King's Thunder.
That's the one.
Game that night.
Storm King's Thunder. There's too many things with the word storm in it. Storm King's Thunder here on our Twitch channel at 7 Central. That is run by DM Esquire. You all may know him as Seth or Coven MTG. He's also a player in other games, and he also does a lot of Magic the Gathering over on his channel. That is one of the all-female cast campaigns we have going on the channel. Tuesdays, we have Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. They are getting extremely close to finally wrapping up that long module. I think they're at like 90 something episodes now, and I think they're either they finally got to the final level or they're about to go to the final. I don't know what's going on.
I think they were in the final floor, but they haven't explored it fully.
Yeah. So that will be coming to an end soon. Wednesdays we have, that's at 7:30 Central. Wednesdays we have the return of the Sanguine Isles with Mech 45. Very fun game. Predominantly all homebrew and other things. That is at 8 Central. Thursdays, we're here, Yawning Portal shenanigans, see what craziness happens. That's at 8 Central. Fridays, we have Tomb of Annihilation with DM Mandy. That's an interesting game, I'll say the least. I'm a player in that as well, and it's a lot of fun because I do everything I can to ruin the DM's plan. That is also at 8 Central here on our Twitch channel. Saturdays we have Rise Up Against the Slave Lords, a 5e meets Greyhawk campaign. And that is our original all-female cast with Lord Praetor Duff as the DM there. That one starts a little bit later because of time zones and people's schedules. That starts at 9 Central. Also, we have a YouTube exclusive show. It's East Texas, Savage Worlds East Texas University, ran by DM Eric B. Longtime personality, if you will, here on the channel. That game is not streamed. It's pre-recorded, edited, and sectioned off into parts, uploaded to YouTube. So if you want to catch that or Sam's game or any previous games or sessions that you missed, go check out the YouTube channel. There's a link to it down below if you scroll down. Also coming up soon, we have a subscriber only game. We're going to be getting back into running those. DMs on the channel will be like rotating out each month who does them. Main D has the first one coming up. If you want to keep up with all the news of what's going on, or sign-ups for potential sub games, or looking for people to play with or anything, link your Twitch to Discord and join the Discord server, because that's how you'll get the breaking news of what happens here on Praetor's Rejects, and how you can sign up for sub only games or follower only games and giveaways, things of that nature. Highly recommend you do that. And also July 10th, there will be no Rise Up Against the Slave Lords game that night, because we're doing another session of Lori's Critical Failures, which is basically a virtual format of the game things that she does at Gen Con, but with social, with things that have been happening the last year and a half. We haven't been able to do that, so we're doing it here on the channel. It's RP heavy, rules light. It's just absolute pure chaos is what it is, but it's a lot of fun. That will be July 10th. Again, if you want to sign up for that game, join the Discord. And until then, we'll see you all next week for this, and hopefully we see you here on the channel for any future programming. Diesel Shot, thank you for the raid. Right as we were about ready to sign off. How was your stream, man? Hope everything's going well your way. Was just telling everybody to go follow the Praetor's Rejects Twitch channel and join the Discord. Keep up with sub games and special games and everything of the sort. But yeah, I mean we're running a little past our normal schedule here because of storms and technical issues. So I'm gonna quit rambling on now. Again, Diesel Shot and everybody that came over from the raid, thanks for thinking of us and stopping by. However, we are about to sign off. Well, thanks for the follow. I'm gonna say Andriel. It's too late for me to try to enunciate. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and roll the outro video, and we will hopefully see you all tomorrow night for Tomb of Annihilation and any other programming we have going on. So guys, if you all have anything to say before I cut over to the outro.
Our beef.
Your beef is hurt.
A good time.
My beef, specifically. All
Yeah,
of the beef.
specifically.
Yeah.
My
All our beef in a couple rounds.
Mainly Zosa's beef. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah, Zosa got hit pretty hard. Granted, you did too.
Zosa's got more on the way.
I don't know.
She's not done receiving packages.
Had I not gotten that HP buff, I would have 2 HP left right now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Really needed the aid.
Well, it was fun.
Yep. It was fun.
Good game, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep. On that note, also viewers, something that we're working on doing after sessions is hopping into like the sub chat channel or one of the channels, voice channels or whatever on Discord, and kind of having like a after session Q&A or whatever with any players, the DMs, blah 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 blah. We're working the details out on that, so just keep tuned. Link up in the Discord. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and hit the outro now so some of our people can get to bed because they have to work early in the morning. So again, Diesel Shot, good to see you, my friend. Thank you again for the raid and for the follows and everybody that participated tonight. Players, it's always
Good night,
fun.
everybody. Have
Yeah.
good night.
Goodbye,
Good night.
everybody.
Be safe, everyone.
Already working on my backup character.
And everybody.
We'll just keep feeding the meat grinder.
Yeah.